Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our last assembly before the Easter holidays. This half term has been really funny, hasn't it? We've been back at school, which is lovely, and it's kind of gone quite quickly. But now we've got the Easter holidays to look forward to. So we've got 2 weeks of not having to come to school. And I wish you all a very, very happy Easter break. So we've had a wonderful Lenten challenge this year. We've looked back, as we look back over what we've done, we have been looking at animals and trees and birds and new life and flowers and all the wonderful things of God's creation. And thank you for your amazing pictures. You have really done well. So if you have sent a picture in this year, on the Teams, which has been a little bit different from normal. But if you've done it, then give yourselves a great big pat on the back and give yourselves a clap because you have done really, really well. So we've come to our last week, our last challenge of Easter. And I'm here with my Easter garden. Now, this is actually one I made last year. I haven't got around to making one this year yet. But I wonder if you can see what I've got in the back here over my shoulder. I have got a cross, and I made that cross out of 2 pieces of wood. Now, crosses, as we know, are a symbol of Easter because it's a time when we remember that Jesus died on the cross. And I've shown you my various crosses before. This is a cross that I have in my office where I work, which just reminds me, just grounds me sometimes, and just reminds me of Jesus dying on the cross. And I've got my little holding cross that I sometimes carry around with me, especially when I need to feel a little bit extra of God's love. On Palm Sunday, in churches, we're often given a palm cross because it reminds us of the palms that were waved on Palm Sunday to welcome Jesus. And my challenge for you this week is to look for crosses. Now, okay, if you go into a church, if you see a church, you will probably see a cross on the outside. But I want you to use your imagination a little bit. Now, we're not seeing quite so many aeroplanes in the sky at the moment, are we? But when we do, and if we do, quite often we see something a little bit like this when we've got two aeroplanes crossing over in the sky and they make a cross. We can make our own crosses out of bits of wood, bits of paper, stones you can just line up and put in the shape of a cross. Sometimes when you look at a fence or when you look at something that's already there, a structure, you can see a cross in it. I want you to look this week and see if you can see some crosses. You can make some, you could even draw some. You could download a beautiful or just a blank cross and you could decorate it. Every classroom has got a cross in it. You can see them in your reflection area. And there's beautiful crosses all around our school. There's a lovely cross outside the head teacher's office in the corridor, which class R made a few years ago. So keep your eyes open around school, around your home, on your walks, and over the Easter holidays, looking for crosses. I'm going to just put up behind me now my favourite cross. This is a cross that I came across in Lesotho when I was there in 2019 now, and it's across. This is just on a hillside, just outside Lesotho. Sorry, just outside Maseru, which is the capital of Lesotho. And I went up there at sunset, and it's a very, very special place, especially at this time of year, because it just reminds us of the cross on which Jesus died. And that's what Lent has been leading up to. Lent has been leading up to the celebration of Easter. And later on this week, we'll be sharing our Easter service together. We'll be thinking about the events of this very special week that we're in. This week is Holy Week. And it's a chance just to remember the things that happened to Jesus during that time. I was privileged a few years ago to visit Jerusalem, where the crucifixion took place. And I saw the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus was praying. And I saw the streets in which he walked. And it's just a reminder that this is actually a historic thing. Whether we have a Christian faith or not, it doesn't matter because this happened. And historians know that this happened and this took place, and they know where it took place. So as we celebrate Easter this coming weekend, at the end of this week, I hope we'll remember that it's not just about bunnies and chicks and eggs and chocolate, which of course is very, very important, but it's also a time when we remember the cross and how Jesus died on that cross. But the good thing about the cross, that's why many Christians wear a cross around their neck, which is just an empty cross. I've got my cross earrings in today, which I will try and wear in school during this next week, is that Jesus didn't stay on the cross, because Easter Sunday is the big celebration of when Christians celebrate that Jesus rose from the dead, to remind us that he is God and he is alive forevermore. So a very happy Easter to all of you. Send me your beautiful cross pictures, whatever they are. I'd love to see them on Teams on the Wellbeing channel, or for Year 6 on the General channel. And I look forward to seeing you during the week. I look forward to celebrating the Easter Day story, the resurrection story with you after Easter. So have a lovely Easter.